Hi, this is Hong Story. Before I start my video, I wanted to thank all subscribers and everyone who likes my videos. I was surprised that many people subscribed and liked my movies, and some people motivated and gained energy after seeing my movies too. So I was very glad to see it. I will keep continue to upload good videos too, and I hope you enjoy it. This video is for share about my log, not just for diet, but also how to overcome difficult situation. Half of my movies will be shown as drawings, and the other part will be shown as movies. Because during my ankle recovering period, I didn't have enough pictures or movies, so I replaced it as cartoons. First, how did I get hurt? Well, this story started when I was 11. When I was a kid, I used to ride a bike, and I really enjoyed it. One day, I got a mistake that the klaxon sounds behind me sounds like move it to me. So I switched away and get a car accident. Fortunately, I had only ankle bone crack instead of broken, but since that day, I easily get hurt. Even if I grew up, it keeps follow me and get trouble many times. When I started exercise at the gym, also started getting a lot of steroid injection at the same time. I hurt my ankle during his sandbag and during practice techniques and during mid-training. Sometimes I had injection over 2 times a month. When the time passed by, I met my master in 2018 and started training Kung Fu, and still had many injections. During that period, my Achilles tendon area is began to turn blue and black, and the steroid injection didn't work anymore, even if I get it 2 or 3 times. One day, in February 2020, I feel torn something on my Achilles tendon and couldn't walk anymore. I was so shocked and there was a lot of pain in every step. I couldn't stand in 5 to 5 and had to stand in almost 9 to 1 or 10 to 0. Also had to stand on the wall while walking. Fortunately, one of our gym members wanted to help me to cure my Achilles tendon, so I visited his orthopedics and started receiving treatments. Whenever he saw my symptoms, he shouted with anger because whole part of my ankle was turned white and some part was absolutely black. He told me, "How dare who made ankle like this? The cell is all dead. I can't make sure I can recover your ankle, but it's up to you. If treatment fails, you can't walk normally anymore." I said, "Of course." Thanks to his consideration, I got DNA injection for 10 times. Also, he supported me at a low price so that I could receive treatments without any burden. I was so thankful. During it 10 times, the situation was not always good. The condition kept up and down like a curve. Sometimes I could walk easily than any other days, but sometimes I couldn't walk and hard to stand, because the bursting pressure is applied to the Achilles tendon, so it was hard to stand for 5 minutes. It lasted over 3 months, and I was getting depressed, because if I can't walk, it means I can't do exercise and training like before. Of course, I will keep exercise and find my own way, even if I can't use my feet anymore. But I must feel very pity that I can't train a lot like when I was healthy. The worst thing was, I gained weight uncontrollably fast, because it was hard even to stand for 6 months, and all I could do was eat and sleep. I didn't weigh myself then. It might be over 70 kilograms, I guess. This was happened in just 5 months, and I couldn't believe my appearance reflected on the mirror. To make it worse, people around me didn't seem to help me. They want me to stop my exercise and live life like as a woman. So all I had to do was believe and rely myself and hoping my ankle recovered. By the time my body and mind are getting exhausted, I saw a movie. I'm not sure if it was a competition, but 2 people were competing each other. One was fighting on crutches, and the other was a normal person. It was special for me, but I already thought the man on crutches would lose in the game. But these thoughts turned when the game started. The man on crutches began to push fiercely during games, relying on crutches with his whole body. This video inspired me a lot, and I realized again that everything depends on my mind, and started looking for what I can exercise now. First, I focused on upper body exercise. I did push-ups and leg raise and ab rollout, It gives me vitality little by little, and sometimes I walk 10 to 20 minutes around my house. When the time passed by, after 10 times of DNA injection, my ankle was much better than before, but still had a difficult to walk. So I looked for a place where I could rehabilitate and receive treatment for 3 months in there. On the first day of treatment, my ankle twisted 3 times while arriving. He told me it was lucky to take treatment before rehabilitation. Thankfully, my ankle stopped twisted after a month, and finally, I can return to my gym again in October 2020. The gym I came back after almost a year. Everything seems same, just as I saw it last time. It was just a year, but it feels like it's been a while. Everything was same, except me, because I was out of breath just by running slightly and sweated a lot, even if only I do the earliest crawling training. But I think it was natural because I was out of breath just by climbing a few stairs at that time. As I was able to walk, I slowly started rehabilitation at home. At that time, I wrote rehabilitation log, and my teacher made guideline which referred my diary. We couldn't gather due to virus, so I focused on personal training since the end of last year to June in this year. It was awkward the first time, but slowly get used to it. My body warms up after basic training and do Mabugong Choi, so I used to train 30 to 40 minutes and sometimes did over 1 hour. Meanwhile, I weighed myself on April 18th. I tried to lose weight at the time, but it didn't go well. But I began to lose weight in earnest as I came back to my gym. Every time in crawling training was really tough. Especially once I was out of breath, it was difficult to come down again because my lung capacity was so weak, like when grandmother or grandfather just started their exercise. It was really hard and physically, but I was happier to be able to walk again. The hardest thing was pain because when I entered the third rehabilitation, I began to fight against pain. The rehabilitation teacher says even if you have pain, you have to overcome it and keep rehabilitate. My Achilles tendon gets tightened after exercise, so I had to keep stretching until it got back to normal. If I didn't stretch after exercising, I limped a lot. After finished rehabilitation, I started training during the week since June in this year, and felt the importance of muscle strength and physical strength a lot. I realized that even if I practiced a lot, I couldn't do proper training without muscle strength and physical strength. Also, my body muscle was ridiculously lost, so I put a lot of efforts restoring it. Training every day after work is really hard, but I enjoyed training and was glad to feel I was getting healthier, so I trained steadily even if it's tough. I was losing a lot of weight for 3 months, but at that time, I thought it was still far away. It was a hard time for both body and mind, but the difference began to show clearly in September. I bought a 28 size of pants in June, and it was very tight, and bought another size of 27 after a month, but now it's big enough too. My body began to get lighter, and my jumping is getting to increase. Above all, I was so happy that I could run with my heels up, because I couldn't run with my heels up since accident when I was young, but now I can run freely again. After that period, my martial arts skills have improved a lot, and I was happy that my steady efforts seems to be rewarded. I still limp severely after exercise, but these things are decreasing little by little, and the pain is getting better too. I'm happy that I can move my body freely again, and very proud that my body is healthier than before. I want to thank you to the doctor and the rehabilitation teacher who helped me recover. And thank you to my master for always supporting me until my ankle is healed. This is the end of my years-long and short story. Thank you for watching until the end, and see ya!